Hey y'all, bro, Blackman94 here, your fellow YouTube reactor, but today I will not be giving you a reaction, but instead a character recap of Stannis Baratheon from HBO's Game of Thrones television series, because your boy has not read past book 1 of Song of Ice and Fire.
Shame. Shame.
I know.
Shame.
I know. Get to read into those books, bro. But without further ado, let's get to recap. In Season 1, Stannis doesn't make an appearance, but is mentioned enough to be known as a major player in Game of Thrones, after the death of his older brother, King Robert Baratheon. We discovered through Ned Stark that due to the fact that Joffrey, Tom, and even Marcella were born of incest, Stannis moves up to the #1 contender for the Iron Throne. Now, during Ned Stark's campaign of boosting Stannis to ascend the throne, we get a bit of foreshadowing of the type of character that is Stannis Baratheon. Like, through Renly, who is his younger brother, we know that he is a skilled battle commander. However, he doesn't make great qualities of a king. Now, you can't take this for a grain of salt, because Renly was plotting to usurp Stannis so he can ascend the throne himself. And when it came to Littlefinger, who was telling Ned Stark to boost either Renly or even Joffrey, it tells you that Stannis isn't a guy who can be easily manipulated. So who truly is Stannis Baratheon? In Season 2, we finally get our answer of who is Stannis of House Baratheon. But if you were asked as followers, this is Stannis of House Baratheon, King of the Annals and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm. He is this seriously cold-determined individual who has a strong sense of justice. His main goal is simple: reclaim the Iron Throne from the Lannisters. He tries to do this with the aid of Davos Seaworthy, his right-hand man, along with the Red Priestess Melisandre, who has proclaimed Stannis as the prince that was promised. But before he makes the final move on King's Landing, Stannis parleys with his usurper-ass brother Renly, who refuses to bend the knee to him even after naming Renly his successor if he fails to produce an heir. Long story short, Renly meets his end from a shadow baby that night. The season ends with Stannis resulting in a surprising loss. In Season 3, we see that even though Stannis lost at the Battle of Blackwater Bay, his sense of duty has now weakened. After learning from Davos, who was imprisoned for trying to kill the Red Priestess and stopping the sacrifice of Robert's bastard son Gendry, he informs Stannis of a new threat that is coming for the Seven Kingdoms. As a result, Stannis halts his crusade for the Iron Throne, because he knows for a fact that there won't be a Seven Kingdoms with the White Walkers approaching. In Season 4, Stannis makes his comeback arc, because just like student loans granting struggling college students a means to continue their education, the Iron Bank decided to grant Stannis his loan and their support, allowing Davos to once again hire Salladhor Saan into their service to build up his army. This newly forged army arrives and attacks the wildlings led by Mance Rayder, who surrenders, saving Jon Snow and the surviving men of the Night's Watch from their fate. Season 5 is the final season we get Stannis Baratheon on the show. Now in the north, Stannis' current objective is taking back Winterfell from the Boltons, which he hopes to recruit the strains of both Mance Rayder and Jon Snow to his cause. However, his efforts fail as both men refuse his offer, which prompts Stannis to march to Winterfell before the coming storm without aid. Before leaving, Stannis does pass on the knowledge of obsidian in Dragonstone to Samwell Tarly after Sam reveals how he killed a White Walker to him. Furthermore, we get a touching story on how Stannis saved his only daughter, Serene, when she was a baby, from the disease known as grayscale. As the weather worsened, Melisandre advises to Stannis that with the sacrifice of King's blood, similar to what she planned with Gendry back in Season 3, will better the chances of winning the upcoming battle in the snow. But Stannis refuses, knowing that the sacrifice would have been his only daughter. However, after Ramsay sabotages his camp, which cost him men and supplies, Stannis desperately turns to his priestess and gives her permission to perform the sacrifice. Although the snow melts the following morning, the events that followed did not go well for him. Reports were given that half of his forces, including all the sellswords, have deserted him, his wife Selyse committing suicide, and the priestess who performed the very own sacrifice has fled. Instead of planning a siege, Stannis meets the Bolton army in open field, where he fought bravely against his opponent even though he was clearly outmatched. As the battle comes to a close, an injured Stannis rests against a tree and is discovered by Brienne of Tarth, former Kingsguard to his brother Renly. She questions him about using blood magic to kill Renly, which Stannis did not hesitate to admit that he did. As a result, Brienne sentences Stannis to death, but before he dies, his final words were, "Do your duty." Within these moments, we see that Stannis had remorse for the deeds he had done up to this final moment. So I hope all of you enjoyed my recap of Stannis Baratheon, and it was very interesting to do because this isn't the norm on my channel. I mainly do reaction videos, but who knows, maybe this might actually motivate me to do, character recaps or even like whole season recaps, because I know some people like tune in or subscribe to me and have no idea like what Supernatural or freaking Gotham and stuff, and they have like so much season they don't have bother time to even watch it. But who knows, me just recapping the first season or so maybe intrigue them to even go take a gander. But till then, who knows what the future of my channel will be. But like or dislike the video, comment what you guys thought. If you're new, please subscribe. I'm the Bro Black Man 94. I am signing off.